Okay, so my name is Shy L. Garden. I just recently got married, and I am a mother of a pretty beautiful, inquisitive, busy 8.5-month-old boy. I am a professor, a criminal justice professor. I am a former retired detective working out of an urban community. I am also a philanthropist. I'm also a lieutenant in the Army National Guard. And I've been at Stockton. I came to Stockton in 2017. I was a member of Cohort 3. And, I'm people oriented. I love to give back, especially to the African American community, and help to enrich their lives and have them to become their wildest dreams. I chose Stockton. I was looking for a doctoral program. I was like in the imbalance of my career and I wanted to advance. And I was looking at different programs within organizational leadership. And I was comparing Stockton to another program. But what really drove me to Stockton after my interview was the fact that it was a practical dissertation, a dissertation in practice, where you are actually able to combine practice and theory, and able to really do an investigation or research on an actual organization to be able to fulfill it out later on. So that is what really driven me to Stockton, on top of the fact that it wasn't textbook based, and that was another thing, and then also just the camaraderie within the leaders of the program. My experience was very interesting. I was able to be amongst a cohort of a diverse group, and diverse being as far as gender, professions, race, but be able to be in that type of atmosphere where it's uncanny. You have some people who are different from you, people, different walks of life, different types of exposure. But that program gave me the space and opportunity to build my confidence as a writer, as a presenter, as a researcher, and to be able to educate people on just social issues that may not have been common to them just in their regular day-to-day experience and exposure to life, but to be able to share my values with them and to be able to educate them on just things that are not common to them. Yes, there's so many. Cohort 3, we were a great group. I would say definitely changing within Stockton, and just being able to make our impact on Stockton and even within the organizational leadership program. But the dissertation process, just being able to be amongst a group of professionals and be able to converse and share your areas of expertise, share your research style, and to be able to have that camaraderie where everybody is sharing, everybody is willing to help and give a helping hand. And even still to this day, still be able to have those relationships outside of the classroom, and just networking, coming up with opportunities. But just the experience overall, just everyone wanting to help, everyone wanting to, what do you have going on within your research? Where are you stuck at? Can we come in early, even though, we're coming in for 8 hours? I can come in early or I can stay with you. Everybody was just very helpful. And, that just really spoke to our cohort as a collection. Okay, so my dissertation research, I was assessing the implicit bias of incoming police recruits. So really addressing and assessing implicit bias at a grassroots level before the police recruits actually become police officers. And, that allowed for, it was very difficult, I will say, and because it came at I would say about midway of the research, everything unfolded with George Floyd. And so you had a lot of a big spotlight on law enforcement and what was needed and were there going to be any changes to just the practical of interacting with the public, and such disparity with African American males and females when it comes to law enforcement. So the dissertation was just assessing the implicit bias and being able to really try to find a group of a police academy that actually wants to be a participant. Was very difficult because you had so many that were saying that they wanted to be a part of it, but then actually to move forward with it, it was a little reluctant. And it's understandable because you're dealing with such a uncomfortable topic of implicit bias, and you can't really put a big, strong grip on it. But the dissertation allowed for me to measure police recruits implicit bias at the beginning of the police academy, right before their training, and afterwards. So I was really measuring, like, did their implicit bias grow during the training, and did they have it before they enter? Excuse me, before they entered. Actually, maybe I'll start that over. So the project was for me to measure their implicit bias before they came to the training. And that point allowed for me to measure, okay, did they come into the police academy with the implicit bias? And if they did their implicit bias change over time? Did it grow? Was it steady? Or did they actually have it towards the end? And if so, why? Right, and so the dissertation was a mixed combination of mixed methods, quantitative and qualitative, and I was able to partner with Project Implicit to be able to create the instrument of the implicit association test, which measured the police recruit's implicit bias. And then afterwards, I was also able to sit down with each police recruit and also the director of the police academy to be able to talk more about the actual program and the trainings and the courses in which they took on, to also be able to allow my assessment of their implicit bias throughout the entire program. And it was a great experience. I also was able to also do a grant writing for the dissertation as well, to help pay for the Project Implicit contributing to the dissertation as well. But it was overall a great experience, and I'm glad that it's over, I will say, at least for that part. But it was a very challenging but rewarding time. I would say that it has affected my career by just allowing doors to open up throughout the program. As I was even doing my dissertation, I started to look for other avenues that I can expand within my own expertise within criminal justice that the program didn't allow for me, or didn't invite me to, or just wasn't an option. But it allowed for me to be able to partner with the Academy of Criminal Justice and become a fellow with them throughout the program, and be able to present at different what is it called? I gotta say that off. Yes, allow for me to present at different conferences and be able to present other researches that I've done, and then also be able to get an opportunity to be a professor, criminal justice professor. It has just opened up so many doors for me, and even throughout the program, being able to really hone in on my expertise and my skills as a speaker, as a writer, and just having that confidence. Throughout the program, you have various assignments that you either work with on an individual basis or in a group. And just being able to be amongst a group of peers that, whether they are subjective or objective, allows for you to be able to develop your confidence and just work on your areas and the values of your expertise, to be able to just really hone in on your skills. It has allowed me to be able to acknowledge and understand different types of leadership styles, and then being able to work with other people and say, okay, well, they're working under that capacity as a leader. Okay, and what have I learned within this program on how to be able to be successful, to be able to achieve a common goal with this type of leader. So that is what I've learned throughout the program, and that's what has helped me to be able to interact and just be able to work under the same roof with different leaders, to be able to really acknowledge and just be able to identify the different types of leadership styles of different type of leaders, and be able to interact with them. Advice, I would say, when you're working on your dissertation and you're at the beginning stage, I would say dream big but focus small. And I think that was helpful for me, because I didn't really grasp it. I wanted to change the world with my dissertation. I really remember, like, as a group, as a class, we were sitting just having I think it was our qualitative course, and everybody was, just giving advice, and I just wanted to change the world with my dissertation, or just change law enforcement with my dissertation. And it just took me a while to be able to grasp that, Shah, you're not going to be able to solve all the problems with this one dissertation. So it really allowed me to be able to see that you dream big, but you have to be able to focus small to be able to be successful within this program.